Ladies and gentlemen, this is just out today. Clinton campaign officials met with special counsel as investigation into fabricated Russia-Trump link intensifies. This is a very interesting article, Radar Online article. High-ranking members of Hillary Clinton presidential campaign have been interviewed by the special counsel as the investigation heats up into whether the Democratic candidate fed false information to the FBI. This is very interesting, because all of this took place in 2016. Actually, 2015, 2016, 2017. It's now finally being given the attention by a special counsel. So when people say, well, you know what, Durham it's taking so long. Well, he had no media support up until recently. I was the only person really talking about this on YouTube for years, or for about a year and a half since the Durham probe started. Now you have pretty much everyone is talking about it, interested in it. You're going to have Trump Republicans take over the House and the Senate. So it's going to be a completely different political landscape. The Durham probe special counsel will be given the same attention, hopefully, or close to the same attention as the Mueller probe special counsel, which only existed because of lies and deceitful statements by Trump's direct political rivals. So if you look, what the Durham probe special counsel is trying to do is prove without a shadow of a doubt that they conspired to feed false information. They knowingly gave false information. To loyalists within the United States government to get these people, whether it was James Comey, Peter Strzok, Andrew McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, to get these people in President Obama's intel agencies. So you have a Democrat, an outgoing Democrat, who gets his intelligence community, or three agencies, to investigate an incoming Republican president. That is not a peaceful transition of power. Sorry, that is not. Okay? That's far more destructive and a far greater obstacle to democracy than what Democrats are complaining about, okay, which led to a huge acquittal the other day. But you cannot have, if you're a Democratic outgoing president, you can't have your own intelligence services investigate an incoming Republican president based on the absurd fantasies and fabricated, manufactured, baseless claims and deceitful lies and statements perpetuated by the incoming candidate's direct political rivals. So Trump's direct political rivals, this is how they always phrase things, Democrats, it's all projection. They accuse others always of what they're doing. Even when they complain about projection, it's projection. They have everyone think about this, from Jimmy Kimmel to social media algorithms when Jack Dorsey was there, or still at Twitter. Hopefully it changes with Elon Musk, but Facebook, they have the House, the Senate, the executive branch, all Democrats. We have a geopolitical nightmare taking place in Europe. They pushed to end the U.S. economy 2 years ago gleefully. Then they wanted to combat climate change with Build Back Better. Now they're pumping in strategic oil reserves, and they've jettisoned combating climate change. Mashed Potato Brains is getting sued, our president, by 12 states and numerous oil and gas associations. And then they say, well, it's not our fault that gas prices are so high. They'll go, yes, it is. Your policies. Democrats cause poverty. They cause the poverty that then they say that they claim to alleviate with government checks. You need social safety nets, but when you cause the poverty, you shouldn't be bragging and boasting about how you're helping people with a stimulus. So I wrote about this in the Federalist in October of 2021. We're heading towards a devastating stock market crash, so we have an economy with skyrocketing inflation, energy prices, gas prices. We had a much better world under President Trump, record low Black and Latino unemployment, a great economy, first step back, Doha Agreement, Abraham Accords, first president to step foot in North Korea. I mean, without a doubt, objectively, he was an amazing president. He objectively achieved more than President Obama did in 8 years. And you had Crimea lost under President Obama. Now you see what's taking place with Biden as president. They get away with everything because they have pretty much the Washington Post, the New York Times, CNN, MSNBC, perpetuating myths that Trump was installed by the Kremlin, while at the same time trying to suppress or silence any criticism, whether it's Hunter's emails, which are clear pay-to-play illegal schemes, or the DNC cheating Bernie Sanders, or Clinton setting up and framing Trump. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. We're almost at 200,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. It's because of you. Please go ahead and subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel below in the pinned comment, and read my Federalist article in the pinned comment, my latest Federalist article. And also, if you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. To my new Patreon, thank you so very much. If you know of a platform that's better than Patreon, a lot of people don't want to support me or other content creators through Patreon. If there's another platform you see other content creators that you like better than Patreon, please let me know in the pinned comment. I mean, in the comment section. But here, Clinton campaign officials met with special counsel. Its investigation. The reason this is important is the following. They're going to, with all of these people giving testimony, there's going to be a chance, numerous chances or opportunities for the Durham probe special counsel to find perjury, or people going back on their statements, people not telling the truth here and there. You have attorneys that worked with Michael Sussman that were specifically, that had helped purchase the Steele dossier, okay? Because that law firm was helped purchase the Steele dossier for the Democratic Party in the Clinton campaign. So Sussman worked for a law firm that helped purchase the Steele dossier. The Steele dossier was full of lies, deceitful statements, gossip, complete just false fabricated nonsense. It was used by John Brennan, James Clapper, James Comey to go after Trump. People like James Comey say, well, we didn't know. We didn't know that the Steele dossier was purchased by Clinton. Comey knew. They all knew. Everyone in Clinton's campaign knew exactly what they were doing. The interesting thing is they're holding back 1,455, almost 1,500 documents because of attorney-client privilege, because they don't want the information from the law firm that they were utilizing to purchase the Steele dossier to incriminate them in a court of law. Well, they don't want any information on the attorneys they worked with buying opposition, not just opposition research, but purchasing complete lies in a dossier or helping spread an absurd story in the Alpha Bank story. So Michael Sussman was indicted for lying to the FBI, or lying to James Baker, Comey's top legal counsel, allegedly lying for stating, hey, in a text message, I'm not coming on behalf of any client. I'm not being paid to see you and to give you this information that we compiled almost certainly illegally on Trump. Although the tech people, the tech executives have not been indicted, but Durham probe special counsel is investigating all the people that were engaged in the surveillance of Trump Tower, his apartment, the executive office of the president, a healthcare provider. So they obtained all. Can you imagine if all of this was done against a Democrat? The Washington Post would never allow any of this. Okay, they would have investigative journalists on the scene. But that's why you're watching this channel. If just imagine what Democrats and how Democrats would react if Trump did the same thing to them. And that's how I'm reacting, or that's the type of investigative journalism or analysis I'm giving. If the tables were turned, they would be just like me. They would act just like me. But anyway, there's about 1,500 documents that the Clinton campaign, their attorneys, and people involved with purchasing the Steele dossier and spreading the Alpha Bank myth and other absurd lies about Trump don't want the special counsel to have. Only 18 emails actually have to do with any attorneys. And also, you can't claim attorney-client privilege if you are asking lawyers to engage in illegal or unethical activity on your behalf. So if they're conspiring alongside you, that's not attorney-client privilege. You can't hide behind that. The reason that the Clinton campaign officials, the Clinton campaign chairman, possibly the reason all these people are still being investigated right now is because John Durham just has to prove in a court of law, it's not that difficult, that they knowingly conspired to feed false information into the U.S. government to get government officials who were loyal to them to investigate Trump. That's not going to be difficult. He's already put away a government official in prison, John Durham, for not doing the same thing, doing something actually a little worse, but for hiding behind his bureaucratic post for personal gain. So these people hid behind their bureaucratic and government posts for political gain. It's not going to be that difficult to prove, especially if he has Clinton campaign officials 6 years after what they did testifying. You're going to have numerous chances for perjury because they're all going to be lying. They were lying then, they're almost certainly going to be lying now, and it's not going to be that difficult. It wasn't difficult, for example, with the first 3 indictments to find out that people were either lying or fabricating information. Give me your thoughts below, because the Durham probe has had 3 indictments thus far. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. I'll be back in 2 hours or so. Check this channel in about 2 hours. Thank you.